T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Shake it back! Does that feel good? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Shake and Bakers? Man, I missed the hell out of y'all.
Hey, being that nerd Matt's not here tonight, are you going to be able to get the beer counter up and going?
Hold on, let me see. All right, so welcome to the Shake and Bake Show, folks. We have, oh yeah,
Oh, that's terrifying. You know how to do it all.
We have a shit show planned for you. That's
we are missing the link that y'all don't even know that we need every week. Matt, the Curtain of Oz, the nerd of all nerds. He's not with us tonight. So here's your parental advisory. Here's your ball counter.
Hold on,
here's your beer
wait.
counter.
Let me see. I have that. Matt's got a parental advisory somewhere. Let's see.
But then we got to watch Stevie go through this.
Okay. First of all, thank you guys for watching episode 17 of the Shake and Bake Show with Stevie Fast Jackson, Lyle Smoke My Eyebrows Off Barnett, and Courtney Devil with the Red Dress, Devil with the Red Dress, Devil with the Red Dress on Cabernet Enders. And
a little disappointed you don't have floral bottoms on.
Well,
yeah.
since we're gonna start the show like this,
wait. Okay.
I wore this for you, Lyle.
Oh, there we go.
And you, Stevie, and everyone else who made fun of me for wearing that black skirt, the sports skirt.
I liked the sports skirt. I thought it was nice.
The dress version. And I'm going to wear it at the racetrack. So come on.
It looks very nice. And we do want to see you pull a race car into the beams with that on.
We're playing in the Masters putt-putt competition in Myrtle Beach, whichever.
Doesn't matter. Listen, Halara.com. I bought this shit from y'all. Could really use a sponsor. Let's go.
Yeah, we need some money. So I can't find the parental advisory, but all right. So our nerd Matt is not here tonight, which means I am in charge of all the media. So if anything happens that's not supposed to, you can expect for things to happen that are not supposed to. I'm trying to find the parental thing, and I can't even find it. But anyways, if you got kids, don't let them watch the show, or you can get hammered. And this is going to be a fun show.
I'm going to say a bad word in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Fuck. So,
yep. All right. So there you go.
All right.
On that note, I do have to say that we are being streamed live. There it is. We are being streamed live at the Junior Dragster Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, right.
Yes, but they wear 00 shit show gear. They drive that bitch back.
Okay.
They're fine. So
keep us started. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry about your 7-year-olds. So I did not know that. As you can see, they don't tell me shit.
Well, listen, they don't want us to change the show. It is what it is. We're being streamed in the apparel company 444 Custom Apparel. So that's Keeper Simpson and Haley James. We know them from the radio world.
Yes.
Yep.
He's there tuning his little brother and stuff. So Kelly sent me the link or sent me that info and said that they would be watching live from there. So again, maybe 12 and over.
Yeah, and I cannot find the parental advisory, so I'm just telling you that there is a parental advisory. I've been looking for it. Anyways, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen you guys. There has been a lot going on behind the scenes in our drag racing world. Not as much happening on the surface, but we're going to clue you into some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I feel like all of us have our finger on the pulse of our sport. I have missed the hell out of the fans, and it's an off week for me. I feel like on Tuesday afternoon something's missing, and we got a lot of stuff to go over.
Before we start, we got to do our personal updates. Like it was 4th of July, y'all. What did everybody do?
Okay.
I got all my fingers.
Oh, thank God.
You were worried, weren't you?
Yeah, I was worried that you were going to try to take a chainsaw and cut your fingers off. 4th of July. I didn't shoot off any fireworks. I ate some barbecue, went riding around my boat, got in a tragic barefooting accident. Had to have a little bit had to have a little bit of maintenance done, and it was pretty relaxing, pretty low key.
Hang on. So we're 7 months out from major neck surgery, trying to get back in a race car, and you have a barefooting accident. So for those of you that don't know, in order to barefoot successfully, the boat has to be going like 45 to 50 miles an hour. Well, I don't know if you've ever hit the water going that fast, but it fucking hurts.
Well, here was the problem. My
See
boat.
what had happened.
The problem was that you were barefooting in the first place.
Let him go.
The problem is that my boat with 13 half-naked women on it was too heavy to pull me barefooting. So after a few cocktails, we decided we needed more horsepower. So if you've never barefooted behind a Stryon bass boat, that thing will get you right up out of the water. I can promise you that I have seen the bottom of Clark Hill. There's rocks down there. There's fish. There's an old church. And I was ripping it up, and I looked like that old dude with the yellow bathing suit on, blazing all around for a few minutes, and then things went awry. And I probably shouldn't talk about that. My neurosurgeon is a shake and bake fan.
Well, everybody's alive.
What I did on 4th of July, everything's good. All appendages are here. Everything's good, so I'm good to go. What about you?
I went to Newport Beach, California to visit my best friend, Kristen, and a girl I used to work for when I worked for Sparco, and her 2 kiddos who aren't so kiddo anymore. So I rode beach cruisers along the beach. We had a beach house right there in the sand, jumped in the water. We had a bocce come to our house and do dinner on the beach and stuff. I was vacationing in a wallet that I don't have. So it was awesome. And I had a great time.
So you were just blowing cheese and living like the other half.
So stupid. It's so dumb. And then next week I'm going to Greece for Erica's 40th birthday. She's not 40 yet. We're just doing it early because we're off.
Wait a minute. We're going to see the movie Grease?
No, we're going to the country of Greece.
Where is that at?
Don't know.
In the world. Like, is that near Poland?
It's 15 hours of a flight away.
Like, I got geography. I can tell you where the Middle East is. I can tell you where Brazil is and all of the United States. But as far as that, couldn't tell you where. Can you get there by boat, plane?
I'm from Texas,
submarine?
America. We don't know shit.
Definitely need to be there by plane. I'm trying to remember where we landed when we went to Sicily. Maybe Greece. I can't remember. Anyway, who cares?
Either way, it's going to be freaking awesome. Erica, same girl, Kristen, and I are going to go there. So next week, I did the math, and it's going to be like 1 a.m, but I'm going to try.
You're not going to try shit. I don't care where
I'm
you're
going to do
in the
it.
world.
I'm on vacation.
You're going to be on the damn Shake and Bake show. I don't care if you. I once watched the Super Bowl, hammered drunk at 7 a.m. in the morning in Dubai, so you can get up and shake and bake at 1 o'clock in the morning.
God, Courtney, I bet your teeth will be the most beautiful shade of purple anybody has ever seen.
Hey, at 1 o'clock, you should be fairly primed up. That'll be pretty good.
Fuck. I didn't do much of anything. I'm not like I've spent a lot of my life on the lake and at the beach and whatnot, and I'm just not a big go somewhere like that for the 4th. There's too many boats. There's too many people. So we did run over to Baden Lake and hang out with some friends for a few hours on Sunday, but we hung around the house at the pool, man. That's all we did.
I thought I saw you driving a 57 Chevrolet boat across the lake or something.
That's when we went to Chad Branson's house, his buddy that is an amphibicar, and that's the only thing amphibicar made is that thing. And it is a way better boat than your car is, and it's a way better car than your boat is, but that's about it. It's terrible at both of them, but it does both. It was really
says he did nothing, yet he drove a car in the lake.
How fast is it?
On the water?
Yeah.
Oh, you could outswim it. Michael Phelps gap.
He will gap that thing.
Oh yeah. But we did Chad's house is kind of catty cornered across the cove from the wildlife landing. So he has a boat ramp at his house. So we go in the boat ramp at his house, drive kind of around, across, up the boat ramp, by all the people in the boat ramp parking lot. And they're like, what the fuck? Circle the parking lot, right back in the water. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Is there any way we can put some performance items on there?
Now, the guy that owns that thing knows that it's worth $175,000 today.
Okay.
So he's not.
So they're not letting us do that.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to put a Pro Charger on there.
You have to put a plug in the rear of it, and Chad hands me this big brass plug and a monkey wrench, and he's like, yeah, you'll see it back there. Just put it in. And I'm like, well, how tight? He's like, And then there's these little handles on the door, and I'm like, is this right? And he's like, if you pulled it up, it's probably close. And I'm like, dude, close doesn't cut it for me here.
Yeah.
We need to be right. And
I would didn't even hold it out from under him before he knew it.
But the guy that owns it has almost sank it twice at the 4th of July deal. He forgot the plug one time and did not latch the doors one time. And that's bad news, in case you're wondering.
So nobody drowned. We all have our fingers, and we all made it back. So successful
Correct, yes.
4th of July.
I still don't have eyebrows. Tragic, but still the case.
I'm sure we
maybe
can
next. Maybe next year. Absolutely not.
Let me do it.
Let me see if I can find one of these cool things Matt always pulls up.
Oh God, this is there. It
is. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Y'all think I'm illiterate. I'm pretty computer illiterate. I can run MSD.
3.1 thousand people watching you bomb this right now.
What is this one?
Thank you all.
Oh, yeah, look, there's another one. Hey, people. Man, Matt's so nerdy. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching. This is so far, since we've been doing Shake and Bake, looks like we're having a record audience. And thank you guys for taking time out in the middle of the summer to spend your Tuesday afternoon with us. We got a lot to cover tonight. To start with, the first thing we need to talk about is Lyle Barnett. I have been inundated with fajita pictures today. I have had multiple fans say that they are going to watch us from the Mexican restaurant. They're ordering the double smoky Kilimanjaro fajitas. And I have one dude who owns a Mexican restaurant that said he's going to put the actual word Kilimanjaro fajitas on his menu. So I just want to thank you for inspiring deal. I saw when I was going by the Loves today, I saw Lyle in there getting some gas in his toter home. And he had just left the Mexican restaurant.
It looks a lot like Courtney.
Yeah. What did it? Was it the blonde hair, the chunky legs? I'm not real sure.
Well, I mean, you got to cover up. That's your alter ego.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you so much for that.
We got a lot of stuff to cover. Let's segue into our first part. We've got special guests coming on in about 15 minutes or so. But let's circle backwards a little bit and then we'll go forwards. What has what are you laughing at? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Then we'll go forward. Wait, before we go to while you're doing that.
Wait. All right, go ahead.
I had a dream last night that we did, and I think that our viewership, I think I'm part witch, and I got our viewership for tonight on there because I had a dream last night that we did the Shake and Bake show live. Like we rented out this stadium and we did it live, and we got up there. The place was packed and there was an issue with the microphone, and Stevie's microphone wouldn't work. So he just bailed on us, Lyle. And you and I had to do the whole thing. And Sean Langdon, for some reason, was in the front row heckling us. So that was our dream. That was my dream last night. These are the things I think about. You were like, fuck it.
Was I fighting flies?
I think you were probably barefooting.
I might have been barefooting.
He was embarrassed of us. He's like, if it's not going to be perfect, I'm out. I'll just let Courtney and Lyle fail.
I can't put the beer counter and the wine counter up at the same time because
I'm only doing
Matt knows how to do that. So I don't. We're gonna go with Lyle because he's cooler than you. So that'll be good.
Thanks, Erica. Erica's watching.
Woo! All right. So what y'all got? So last time we raced NHRA was Norwalk, right? We went over post Norwalk. I want to go over where we're at in Countdown and where we're at in our Pro Mod series, but I want to wait till Ken gets on a little bit later. So I'll let you guys tear it off with the topic that you have, and then we'll get to some of my cool shit later.
Still running to this day, probably one of the best one-night shows that there is in drag racing, the Big Dog Shootout at Piedmont Dragway. If you've lived in the Southeast, more than likely you've attended it at some point. I'm very fortunate to have lived there, to have lived close by. Most of my life, well, all my life. I'm about 40 to 45 minutes from Piedmont Dragway. But this past Thursday, the 4th of July one's always big. As pictured, Ricky Smith was there. I don't know when the last time Ricky was at a Big Dog event. Todd Tutterow has been tuning for Barry Mitchell for the past couple years. Barry decided this year to step out of the seat, let Todd drive, and they won their first one of the year. Todd Tutterow is no stranger to Big Dog Shootouts. I have a poster on the wall at MacFab of Todd in the Mustang when he had the small block in it. I don't even know what year that was. That was back in the day, though. Big Dog, excuse me. I've seen a bunch of changes. It got really fast for a minute. They slowed it down. They slowed it way down. It's kind of sped back up. I think they're in the 370s now, and they are running an NHRA-ish legal package. But those guys are running really well, and at Piedmont, if you've never been there, it's a very narrow track. It's very short. So you got to be on your shit driving there. But Todd Tutterow wins in Barry Mitchell's car. They went on a tear when they first brought that thing out. Haven't done quite as well, I know, as they had wanted to. The nitrous cars have been running good, but Todd drove well. And Goddard did last Thursday night, Piedmont Dragway.
I don't know anybody that's won as many big dog trophies as Todd. If you've ever been to his shop in Yadkinville, he has the little big dog dogs all the way around the shop. And I know they changed the rules to throw them out. And Todd's one of those guys that just continues to win. He finds a way to win. Even when the rules are against him, even when he doesn't have a good package, he always ends up in the winner's circle. And I think that's what a champion is. So I don't want to go race Todd at Piedmont.
But there's some hot rod drivers over there, like Todd in Barry's car, Jason Harris in the nitrous car, Travis Harvey in the nitrous car, Brian Schrader in a nitrous car. Like there's some hot rods over. You can't just go over there with a rinky-dink pro mod program, if you will, and run good. Like you'll get your teeth kicked in. Cam Clark drives one. Like there's some fucking hot rods that run over there.
Courtney, have you ever been to Big Dog?
I have not.
It is Piedmont on a first Thursday night of the month is a badass show.
Yeah.
And they pack
That's
it.
a good stop for Flo.
It would be once a month. It'd be a really good deal for you guys to hear that. It's a cool deal.
It's the best one night show there is in all of pro mod drag racing ever. I mean, there aren't very many, if any, other one night shows. They qualify and race on Thursday night. It's all over Thursday night. It starts Thursday.
I bet it's fun. I don't want to go there to work. I want to go there to hang out.
It's badass.
Hey, we need to shoot a shake and bake show live from Big Dog. Maybe August. Cool. Maybe the one in August will do that. If the fans like that, that'd be cool to go do.
We had maybe not quite as cool, but we had something kind of similar in the elite motorsports world last weekend. We've talked before on this show about match racing and how we need to bring back authentic match racing and things of sort. Wes Buck and I have talked about it on his show. And Elite Motorsports went to Rock Falls Raceway. The kind folks who I love so much from C-Tech, they own it. So they had Erica and TJ out as the headliners, doing best out of three. And then Jerry Don Tucker and Fernando Quadro Sr. did it as well. So that was pretty exciting. They said it was an NHRA Open and the stands were full. Fans were crazy. Great turnout.
Where is that racetrack?
It's in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So our trucks went there on the way to Denver. And then that's why we got to Denver yesterday. If you ain't first, you're last. We got there first. And Erica says, and I quote, beautiful facility, smooth surface, Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
I've never been there.
They had a great time and did a little extra testing before Denver. Not that matters because Denver's Denver, but thought that was pretty cool to do some NHRA Pro Stock match racing.
Any kind of match racing is cool. And I want to talk about where big money corporate pro racing evolved from was match racing. It was a couple of guys or gals that would go across the country and kick each other's teeth in for money. And that's where the touring professional came from. And I love me a good old match race, especially when it's a real match race.
I think
I've had some spicy match races.
I don't think there was much of that going on since it was just Team Elite, but in that children, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to quote Richard Freeman here as he put on our video.
Sorry, junior dragster racers.
Watching. Whoever loses this is buying dinner for 30 motherfuckers. So I think
that's a pretty good. That's exactly like what he sounds like. So that's pretty good.
He did. They put it up on the Elite Motorsports Facebook page, and he says that, and I'm like, oh god.
Thanks,
Grady. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
I've had a couple match races over the past year against JR Gray, and I've kicked his teeth in both times. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, JR.
Happy birthday, JR. I sent somebody posted that up on his Facebook or on his Instagram, and I posted happy birthday, Farmer Friend. You're the original. You'll always have a place in my Farmer Friend heart. I'm looking forward to
Farmer Friend back.
Yeah, we got to bring Farmer. I'm waiting for somebody to do something stupid.
You can't force Farmer Fran onto the world.
I'm waiting
Farmer
for
Fran
somebody
has to be seen.
To be something. As soon as one of you stupid bitches do something stupid, I'm what you're gonna be. I'm got my eyeballs on you. I've been asking these two I was like, all right, I need Farmer Fran ideas, and we haven't really had anybody do anything dumb lately. So,
well, I think we've got everybody scared to talk about the dumb shit that they do.
Well, yeah,
they're like, damn, we can't do anything stupid. We might be Farmer Fran next week. Which I don't blame be Farmer Fran either.
Yeah, she did. She won 2 of 3.
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, talking about match racing, talking about that, where is Double E's head going into the swing? Where is she ready?
Right up her ass.
Is she
No, I'm
out?
kidding.
Is she
No.
thinking about going to Greece and eat nachos? Are we ready
Absolutely
to let
not.
the clutch out? Where are we at?
So this year or last year, actually, we started this tour of knocking off the list of racetracks that she hasn't won at yet, and did 2 of them last year. And this year, the 2 she wanted to hit were Gainesville and Denver, and we sucked a big one at Gainesville. So she's never won on the mountain, and she wants to be the last one. As we said it, she wants to roll out of there, the forever queen of the mountain. We've been going there since we were 8 years old, doing the junior dragster stuff, which is why I keep talking about the kids at the ECF, because that was the coolest week of my life. Every week going up there, spent a couple weeks there. But we've been going there since we were kids, every single summer, and we've never won there. Like, it's crazy. Her and
I'm
each
surprised she's never won there.
Me too. And then when we hired Mark
So
Ingersoll, I think that we said, because Alan Johnson was king of the mountain for so long, we said, oh, we got Mark Ingersoll. Now we're going to be king of the mountain. But I can just see the National Dragster cover with QUEEN of the mountain. It's got to happen. The Vandermeers are so near and dear to her heart that much like Houston, her wanting to be the last person to win at that racetrack. So I think this year she's going on a shut the track down tour, and she wants to come out. So my money's on that biatch.
I tried to win in Commerce and Atlantic Dragway for a lot of years. My home track, 60 miles away from here. Like, all my family that I never even met's there.
Mm-hmm.
I make it to the final round the last year that we're having the race and get beat on a hole shot. And it's like that racetrack just refused to give it to me. First race I ever went to and watched the top fuel cars when I was a kid. Well, it hooked me on drag racing, and it refused to ever give me a trophy.
That hometown thing's tough. I think Ron Capps mentioned that, or maybe that was on Right Off Track. I too many podcasts. But that hometown track thing is just elusive for everybody, and it's really crazy. So, but yeah, she's going after that mountain, so we'll see.
Matt, I like sled pulling. I guess you're talking about tractor pulling. I have Chuck Ford's got customers, and a lot of our drag racing brethren, the Sheltons, also tractor pull. And the cool thing about tractor pulling is they're really badass. They got a lot of motors, make a lot of horsepower. It takes about 4 hours to set the valves on one. And they will drive to like Saskatchewan and make one pull, drink beer, and come home. They will. It's pretty cool. So I'm kind of into it, and I am looking forward to going to one this year. It's going to be fun.
I've been to Stevie's shop. I've been multiple people's shop, got my own little shop, and like I've got a roots blower and I've got a couple Hemis and this. When you walk in a tractor puller shop that has blown Hemis, it is unfucking believable. There's like 19 roots blowers, 21 Hemis. There is shit. I mean, I walked in Stan Shelton's shop the first time. He's like, oh yeah, there's blowers for this. Not counting the ones bolted to the tractor. And I'm like, dude, who works on this shit? But that's why they can't make more than one pull. Fuck, it takes an army to service one between rounds. Hell no. Well, if you could, you'd go broke paying the help.
It is not unusual for a top running tractor pull guy to have 22, 23 engines, like for a tractor, for their tractor. And we're not talking about $35,000 engines. So I need some tractor pull sponsorship money. I'm going to send Stan a proposal.
Now, Stan has, and I know this from just being around them some, they've kind of been ones to bring something new like those. And it's just like anything, right? Like if I took beer money, small tire, no prep racing, and I put a box fan on the trunk, and had it wired to the battery and ran it, and I won the race, like there'd be like 900 box fans at the next. And Stan Shelton and them, they were the first ones to bring, I think, Creechley blowers. I think hammers, if I remember. Yeah. I may be wrong. I think Creechley stuff. And then all of a sudden, or maybe Janice, I can't remember. But all of a sudden, everybody's like, "That's it. That's why they're winning. They've got the cool new blow.
Got a box fan."
Matter.
Y'all gonna have to watch out for that CFH powered tractor, because that thing has got some smoky new hotness coming at you. It's got
who's got one of those?
Key rotor. Richardson has Chuck's blowers on there. I think he's got a mini rod. I think the mini rod has one engine, so it's like a normal mini rod. That's what I want
so bad.
I would blow up all them 4-engine tractors in about 30 feet. I would just throw rods out, all of them in the stands. I'd be like the guy with the blocks hanging out. Yeah, I need one.
And they are
Stan, if you're listening, I want to drive one.
We did on Flow, we streamed I just had to look it up. It was the Great Lakes Big Rig Challenge for the first time, and our producers and stuff that went out there, like they just sit the trailer and they like drag racing and stuff, but they're there to be producers. They were out there fanboying out, like hooting and hollering.
I think I could drink
Brandon.
bourbon and drive the tractor. And thank you, Brandon. Yes, I think I can drink bourbon and keep it in the deal for 660 feet. I'd run that bitch in the stands.
Jesus.
Hey, I've seen some people comment. Is there any way to not get like kicked off if we give people another way to? There's a bunch of people that said YouTube takes.
We'll just talk about it on
like
Facebook.
60% of. 60%
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's what we're gonna do. Is we are going to have Shake and Bake merch. We had a little team-wide conference call with Red Dress and Lyle yesterday, and we're going to do some merch, and that's how you guys can also support us. We appreciate your stickers, and we're going to have some stuff coming out, hopefully, probably not by the next Shake and Bake, but shortly after that, we're going to do our own line of apparel.
Possibly.
There's enough Shake and Bakers that I think we got to do it.
My guy Robbie, he
Agreed.
can get her done.
Hold on.
Is the serial killer in the green room?
I think so. Hold on. Are you on number 3, Lyle, or are you still pussying up on number 2?
Oh, what an aggressive cuss word.
Pantsing.
I haven't seen a drink go to your lips since we started this motherfucker.
You can cough. I got it. It was above.
Barefoot,
it was above this
barefoot Ronnie over
show
there
logo.
Better watch yourself. I'm gonna slap you around like I do JR. You keep on.
Woo-wee.
No, sir. Wow, we all know. Everyone on this whole damn show knows I can beat your ass.
All right, in the comments, I want to know before we bring the Stone Cold Killer on.
Say hello to my little friend.
I want a fan vote on if Courtney is wearing that red dress and high heels. Courtney, stand up.
I'm not doing high heels.
Why?
I don't do high heels.
You're wearing a red dress. You're made up. You got on wine.
No, these will be
Stand up.
sneakers.
Okay. Do you think in an actual confrontation, who do y'all vote, Lyle or Courtney? And I want to see. I want to take
Vote
the
with
fan
your brains,
chat.
folks.
Yes, vote with your. I'm talking about real deal. Like she comes up like a spider
This is
monkey
a
and
sports
jumps
dress. There's shorts underneath it. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Most of our viewers possess 2 heads, and y'all about to think with the wrong one.
Doesn't matter. Vote for
Okay,
Courtney.
hold on. We're gonna see. We're going up. All right.
Vote for Courtney. This is a functional dress. I got this to work out. I
Man,
didn't. I got
the
this.
thing
to work
is,
out.
That's a functional dress on a dysfunctional woman. Is what it is.
oh,
What? Come on.
man. Okay. Why the? All right, Lyle. You only have. All right, Aaron likes
I
you.
won.
Mitchell likes you. We're gonna let it keep rolling. All right.
Erica
while we
better vote.
But where's Erica's vote? She knows the truth.
Erica knows the deal.
Yeah, because I beat her up before. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, all right. This is gonna get out of hand. I gotta quit looking
Anyway.
at the comments. Okay, so without any further ado, we take it very special when we have guests on here. We try to pick folks that are not only relevant in motorsports right now, but they're kicking ass, doing good. And I have a lot of respect. I know that we're all very busy, and it takes a lot for folks to come on here during the middle of the week. Plus, you're taking a pretty big risk with your character by coming on our show because Lyle may get his chainsaw out, cuss at some kids, or hang out at the Love's truck stop and pick up a lot lizard. So thank you guys for coming on. Without any further ado, we've got Lyle's number 1 hero, the thriller from Manila, the Stone Cold Killer, Ken Quartuccio.
What's up, Ken?
Oh my God. You guys are out of control on this show.
You love
Welcome. What are you drinking?
Oh my God. I'm not showing you what I'm drinking.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
fair.
Is
You're
your
laughing.
the first question is your peanut gallery around? Or did you kick them out?
I kicked them all out except for Kelsey because I don't even know what I'm doing here. So she'll tell me if I'm not doing it right. And she's just like you and Erica. This is my Courtney right here.
That's what I told her earlier.
With her.
I said you are he is totally your Erica.
The good thing about the Shake and Bake show, Ken, is you can't really not do it right because we have no structure, no skill set, very little talent here, and we just try to bullshit, have fun, and hang out.
I did the West Buck show last year, and I tell you, I was so nervous. I sat there sweating my ass off. And this will be fun because every time I get nervous, I'll just look at Lyle.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Yeah, the best thing to do is if you get nervous, just talk some shit about Lyle or Courtney, and
he would never talk shit about me.
Not Courtney.
Yes, he would.
So let's step back. So a lot of we all are Quartuccio fans, and we have followed your career a little bit. For a lot of our Shake and Bake fans that haven't seen as much of you, give us a little background of where you came from, what got you into drag racing.
So probably 30 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer. My partner, you were one, yeah. So probably right around 92. My partner was racing the Northeast Pro Mod Association, which was pretty much pro mod at the time. He got me into it. I raced a little bit with him. We did some hot rod series racing when it was big back then with Tony Christian, Pat Busey, and all them guys. And then we just played around, him and I, through the years. He's still with me. We still race together, and we did some small tire stuff. I did a little bit of road racing for a while, and then we just got back into, really, I got into Outlaw 632 maybe 2015 when that class was taken off, and just went from there, just worked my way up. I always wanted to get back to pro mod, but I was looking for the right time and the right people to do it with.
Awesome. And you've been a staple in small tire racing where we race, and big tire racing for a while. What has led to your recent success in racing is Lyle. But without crediting Lyle for saying that you couldn't put it all together, what's different this year I've watched you win for a long time. It's not new for you to win, but you seem like your team has a different energy this year, and you seem like when you show up, you're coming to win. What's different this year than the years in the past, besides Lyle?
Mostly, obviously Lyle had a lot to do with it, but the reason I think we were held back a little bit was I looked at you, I followed you guys, all you guys, and I always felt that maybe I didn't have what it took. And when we put this car together, you guys, you all know, all three of you know, when you race other classes, maybe small tire stuff, some of the other classes that isn't at this level, it's a little bit easier to win. And that's not taking anything away from anybody, but if it's a 16 car field, first round, especially with the radial stuff, second, the track prep, whatever, it's a little bit easier. But over here, everybody is a monster. So I think as I was going, I probably was a little intimidated. I felt maybe I didn't fit in quite as well. And then one day, Kelsey come in the office and she says, I just watched that Shake and Bake show, and Lyle says that you ain't got what it takes. And Lyle and I talked, like last year, him and I talked for a while, and it lit a little bit of spark, and Jamie Miller and me and the guys, we talked about some of the things that I was lacking as a driver. And most of it was my focus needed focus. I mean, you guys know it. And, I've had people take pictures of me in the staging lanes right before I'm ready to start the car with my helmet on. And I'd have my cell phone stuck in the front of my helmet because I'd be talking to the office or talking to somebody, about work or something. And after Lyle said that, Jamie's really like, I really think you got to just stay on focusing on the driving. I don't want you working on the car anymore, because my thing was I always worked on the car, and I'm not a computer guy. I don't want to play with looking at tune-ups over Jamie's shoulder. I think that's why him and I got along so good for so long, is because Jamie does his thing, and I don't ever question him. If he wants me to run the car backwards down the track, if Jamie tells me to do it, I'll run it backwards down the track, because whatever he says, I do. But I always would work on the car. So I stopped working on the car. Johnny Miller, his son, he does everything for me. He started taking my cell phone from me. So now on race day, I can't have my phone. And little things like that helped. And Lyle really got me to look at myself as a driver. And you guys all know, all three of you, you can't give anybody anything on the starting line. You can't go up there and cut 50s and 70s and 80 lights consistently, because you're not going to go anywhere. And
so you can, but you'll go home.
Right. You can do it one time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And you'll get lucky a little bit, but
for those of you on here that think like, damn, Lyle and Ken must hate each other. I've known Ken for several years, and a lot of his family and his wife and his daughters and his program, and Jamie Miller and I are great friends. And, and when I said that I just didn't think Ken could put it together, I meant it, and not because I don't like Ken, not because I didn't think he could do it, but at the time and on here, I'm going to tell you, and if you start not driving well, the program takes a different turn or whatever, I'll say it again, that I just don't know if Ken can do it this week. They just haven't ran well. And the reason I said it is because leading up to that, they had a car that could win and just couldn't win. Now, whether it was Ken's fault, whether they just ran into a string of bad luck, whether Jamie was sucking hind tit. I'm just kidding, Jamie. Love you to death.
But that Red Hat Mafia.
But I said it because I meant it, that I just did not think that at the time Ken could put it together. Well, you did, and then you did it again, and then you kept doing it, and if I get credit for it, cool. I hope you keep winning. I hope you don't lose another race except for the ones that I'm at, because
I hope you lose some races. One of the things that you just said, and I know Courtney's got some questions, but one of the things that you just said that really stands out to me is your ability to take criticism about yourself. Mm-hmm. And what makes a really good race car driver is having the people around them that will be honest with them, and having the race car driver that will accept that. There are a few drivers that drive like Erica that are just killer all the time. There are a few folks that just go up and kill it all the time. Most of us, including me, it's very ebbing and flowing. You're on it, and when you're killing it, you're killing it. And when you're focused on work, or you're focused on, my biggest thing is running the car, because I do tune the car a lot. It's really hard to focus. And I have had Billy tell me on the radio before, you are not a business owner right now. You're not a tuner. You're not a crew chief, and you're not a mechanic. Yep. You're a race car driver. Be a race car driver. So the fact that you could take that criticism is impressive.
I appreciate that.
I don't think it's all criticism either, Ken. I posted on Flow Drag Racing's account today that you winning the Maryland race, and then our interview afterwards. And I love it because it's so authentic. But in Bradenton, every time we get on there, you're so authentic, and you say things like, I'm a sap. I got to quit being a sap. I'm crying. And I love it. And you shouldn't, because emotion drives what you do. And I think that's why you're riding the wave that you're on. But I don't think it's all the criticism either. And I'm going to boast, not myself here, but this role that I play in my sister's life as well. I feel special about you in this way too, is when that was said, I piped up. I said, and I pick with my heart. They pick with their heads. I pick with my heart on this show. And it showed many times. That's why
you suck. You can't pick shit. You get lucky every once in a while.
That's what I'm saying. I pick with my heart, and they do better. Let me finish.
I thought you were going to say that you kick our ass.
No, they do better than me, because I'm invested in a different level than they are of this sport, because I know different sides of y'all. But it wasn't just a criticism. It was somebody believing in you, and your family is one of the most tight-knit families on this planet of Earth, and y'all welcomed me in with open arms. Shout out Kelsey. What up, girl? But you had told me off camera, once that camera went off and the microphone was out of your face, that it took somebody believing in you outside of your immediate circle and kind of standing up for that. And yes, Lyle's comment and all of that may have done some things, but I also want to kind of cater to your softer side and say that you just needed somebody to say, like, parental advisory, sorry, junior kids, like, fuck you. No, I can do it, and we did that. We had that moment, and I loved it. And it was like your eyeballs changed. We drove that bitch back together in Bradenton and all that, but I've seen a different Ken from there. And I think that I'm going to get to a question eventually. The support of your family is kind of what drives that too. So I want to give you a minute to be able to talk about what it's like to be able to do what you do with your family. Kelsey working at Flow, Caitlin driving the car, your wife being there all the time. Now you got a grandkid there, and that's got to be a huge part of what's driving you these days.
Oh yeah. And it's everybody that's with us wants to be with us. So we don't have a big team. We don't, Dennis Godbout, he's been with me. He's my brother-in-law. I've been married 30 years. He's been working on my cars for 30 years. and I will never race without him. And Johnny Miller, he's been with me since as long as I can remember. I mean, he was still in high school, skipping school to come racing with us. And me and Jamie have been together. And I would never race without any of them. So when Jamie is hard. Like, Jamie doesn't hold back. Jamie tells me what I need to hear. And when he says something, though, I listen to him, you know, because he tells me the truth. So you need that. And for somebody like me, there a lot of people, these guys might not admit to it, but a lot of us that race, your sister probably would tell you this, a lot of us have self-doubt all the time. Even though we're doing something that's crazy, we doubt ourselves. I watched this Netflix series on F1 racing. These guys are the best in the world. They all have self-doubt. They're on there like a bunch of babies the whole time because they doubt themselves. And we're no different. So when you're surrounded by family that care about you and people that care about you, well, that helps a lot. So, you know, I'm lucky that way. The group that I race with, I never would race without them.
And that's when you talk about self-doubt, anybody that drives cars and tells you they don't have that is a liar. I mean, they're a stone cold liar. Mm-hmm. I'll get in a funk if we go out and we lose first round a couple of times. I will literally be sitting in the car and I will start, before we fire the car, we're sitting a couple pair back, and my mind will start thinking about taking the awning down, about loading up and getting back home. I'm serious. It comes in there about what I'm going to say on the top end interview when I get my nuts cut off. And then, you know, there's a nutometer. And then, you know, when you've done it a long time, you know how to stop, quit doing that. You have to focus right now. You have not been defeated yet. So the self-doubt is a real thing. And that's not just us drivers. That's I can tell you from the crew chief inside of it, it's rampant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. And one other thing I want to talk about is, Stevie, you did a video a couple of years ago about what it takes to drive a pro mod, right? Yep. So you talk about when you get in the car, all you're thinking about is killing that tree, killing that guy. And what Lyle was saying about one of my problems was I would go up there last year, and if the performance wasn't there quite enough in my mind, even if it was, but I thought it wasn't, I would try to overdrive the car. So if you can drive, Stevie, and Lyle can drive at, say, on a scale of 1 to 10, an 8 or a 9, well, my comfort zone is a 6 because I'm pretty mellow in the car. As soon as I try to drive at a 7 or an 8, I'll go red. I'll go red by 8. I'll go red by 3. And a lot of those races that Lyle is talking about that I lost, well, yeah, I lost rounds that I would red light just barely. Yeah. But it was because I was trying harder than I should. So this year, and I watched Antron Brown at driving the Bajingo Mobile at the beginning of the season. That guy is cool. He's a cool cat in the car. Yeah. So I kind of started doing a little bit of what he does. And I watch what Erica does. And I watch what other people do. And I can't drive at a level that you drive, Stevie. I can't operate at an 8 or a 9. I'm more of a 6 or a 7 guy. And this year, that's all I've been trying to concentrate on. Like, every round at this last race, I went up there just like I never thought about it. I just went up there and just did my thing.
And when you talk about that, I think what I always try to say to everybody is it's just being who you are and being who you are every single time. Drag racing will expose who you really are. It will show the world. It will force you to bring all the pieces of yourself that you're hiding that you don't want anybody to see. And that's one thing that's so great about our sport. It will bring them out, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I always try to just be what I am and do the same thing all the time. And you're right. When you go up there and you try, when you feel like you're going to fix it, when you feel like you need to help the race car, you're going to make mistakes.
100%.
Phil Schuler's 100%. Favorite thing to say is, I sent you up there with a perfect car. All you can do from here on is screw it up. Yeah. And that's exactly what he says. So that kind of honesty is awesome.
Yeah, and the same thing, you're tuning cars now. So you see, like, if Sydney doesn't stage the car in the exact same spot every time, well, how are you supposed to do your job perfectly, right? So that's the stuff I worked on this year. I got to stage in the exact same spot every time so that when Jamie looks at the 60-foot data, whatever that is, he knows it's the same every time.
Yep.
And people say drag racing is not a team sport.
And that people don't
sure.
understand how hard that is.
To stage a 4,000 horsepower car within an inch every single time.
Yeah.
I would love to see. There are really good race car drivers that I have tuned cars for that cannot stage cars, and they're good race car drivers. And a crew chief, he'll be yelling at me. Billy's yelling at me. You piled it in. You piled it in. You piled it in. We'll look at the video. I was like, Billy, I'm an inch in. It's a 25-foot long car idling at 2,000 RPMs with 36-inch tires. And it has 4,000 horsepower, and I moved it an inch. And he'd be like, well, Erica doesn't move an inch. She just flickers the bulb every time. Why don't you drive like that?
Oh, listen, Erica, she's watching. Never mind.
Oops.
But you guys know how hard it is to do.
But you're right. There are rounds when you look at our glory, what I call our glory years, our 2019, 2018, 2020 seasons. There are rounds and races that were won in qualifying. You don't want to – I don't want to go race the fastest car there all the time. And especially in NHRA Pro Mod, being 2 or 3 thousandths faster or slower goes from getting you lane choice to being 16th. So the way you stage the car in qualifying, you live and die by that. If you can't stage the car well with today's field, you're going to have some really tough first and second rounds.
Jeffrey Barker says he can, but he drinks natural light, so that's null and void.
That is not true. Jeffrey Barker, the last 2 times I have seen him, has had nothing but Yingling and Yingling light in his cooler.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about where he was staging the car.
No, he is. I'm just telling y'all, you have converted him. And Jeffrey always piles it in every time we're testing. He always knocks the top light out. So.
Well, good job, Jeffrey.
Ken, before we start talking about NHRA stuff, I want to reiterate what happened. I mean, it's happening every single week, but I have the coolest spot up there at PDRA. I'm at the top end. I watch you guys climb out of the car. I bring you over the time slip app, and I get to show you what's happened for the first time. And both Pro Mod classes were within a couple of thou. Both were hole shots. Like this, if you're not watching PDRA Pro Mod racing, you are missing out on some of the tightest racing in the country because it's insane. And I just want to get your input on what's changed, what's evolved. Is everybody kind of in that same headspace? But you're riding this wave of winning on hole shots on what I think is one of the greatest, tightest competitions in drag racing that we have right now. And I think that PDRA is kind of a little bit under the radar on that. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I always said that. And I have to eat some of the words I said because I've come over to NHRA and see how hard these guys are, because I always would say the PDRA is the best, that everybody over there. And I believe they have the best stuff. But I also think the NHRA side is twice as hard as what I thought it was.
Different.
On the driver's side. But the PDRA, like, it's the same thing as you said. If you're not doing your job on the starting line, then the races are so close. And like the semis, I raced Randy, and I went 20 on the tree. He went 19, and on the final, a 14 to a 20. And there is nothing that you have to give it 100%. And the whole shots as a driver, that's the only thing you can contribute. Not screwing up and do the best you can there. But yeah, PDRA I wish the fans would come in. I don't know why that draw isn't there for the fans, but
Me neither.
I've always thought that PDRA racing was some of the best racing in the world. I know in the beginning they struggled with scheduling. It's gotten a lot better. It is really good drag racing.
It's tight. Every
really
class.
Tight, good drag racing. But like you said, there's just something different about NHRA. And a lot of it is because you don't get to test. There is no practice. Yeah. If you took PDRA and you took Thursday testing away, and you took the shot before qualifying out of it, it would drastically shake up the ladder. And if we just the same way, if all of us got a shot at the racetrack at NHRA on Friday before we qualified, it would not look in any class like it looks like.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot of it. And I think you really have the most talented people in the world tuning and driving in NHRA.
Yeah.
So Courtney, with that said, fire up that question. I can't wait to talk about this.
Which one?
I can't wait to talk about the 55.
Oh,
55.
now we're going into the NHRA stuff. So with all of that being said, we love PDRA, all that. You've got great success going there. Switch modes. Ken Quartuccio goes NHRA racing for the first time. What was that about?
Well, first of all, Ken, you've competed at the top level of outlaw 8th mile racing, right? You've won at the top level of outlaw 8th mile racing. With the exception of World Series of Pro Mod, you've won some of the biggest races there are. And, I came into Pro Modified. I mean, I went straight into NHRA, so I didn't really get to dabble in the PDR and the outlaw 8th mile stuff much. I went testing with Justin Elks in the Pro Charge car like a month and a half before Gainesville, was thrown right in there with tell them I had a great rookie year and have done well. But for you transition from PDRA to NHRA in a car that until the rules are adjusted a little bit just is not going to be competitive. That thing is about as aerodynamic as a dairy cow. So, a lot of work. I mean, I know you're still developing that program, a lot of work to be done and whatnot. So you haven't really raced over in the NHRA with a car that is quote unquote competitive. You've qualified, which is a feat in itself. But when it comes to racing between the two, the biggest differences, I guess, would be one of my questions, and what you like more or less about one or the other.
Well, like I said before I came over there, I would have had PDRA tattooed on my chest because I thought that was the place. Forget the quarter mile driving part of it. Forget the technology, the tuner part of it. The drivers over there, the Justin Bonds, the Belushis, the Sydneys, you guys, all those guys, Thorne. The drivers are definitely right there with any of the PDRA guys all day long. If not, they could even be better because those guys do it for a living. They take it serious. The show over there is incredible. That part I wasn't expecting. The fans, the two races I went to, we had monsoons and still the fans and everything were crazy. It's just a crazy deal. And this deal started last year. Tim, Lori, Tim Jr., Wallace, they own the car. We had talked about it. Originally, they wanted to get Lee White to tune it, but he had a deal with Stan Shelton. And then Brandon Stroud was going to get involved in it. And then he got the Street Outlaws deal. Jamie was already booked. Obviously, Jamie would have been my first choice right from the start, but he was already booked. And when Manny and him had their falling out, it all just happened quickly. So we didn't really get to do any testing. We hit a couple races just to get our feet wet. I'm thinking, so we're going to go to Pro Stars next week, and then we're going to stay Sunday and Monday and just test. I got a bunch of people coming to help, and we're just going to run that Pro Mod up and down that track at Virginia, and then take that data to NHRA and see what it all looks like. But I'm excited about it. The Wallaces are just incredible people. I got to keep all my guys from the PDRA side, minus Johnny because he's with Thorne. But he's coming to help test, and he works on the car because the car stays in Connecticut at my shop. So Johnny does all the stuff on the car. And if everything works out, I mean, our goal is to run NHRA next year, all the races.
What about Brainerd?
And park my car probably.
What about Brainerd?
Brainerd would dictate. So we're going to test, like I said, next week. If the test looks good, promising, Jamie has a number that he's looking for. My son is an engineer. He does he did some 3D imaging and some simulated wind tunnel stuff. If we need to go to a real wind tunnel, we have access over there in Mooresville if we needed it. Tim Wallace and his family are willing to spend whatever they believe in this car. And I got to tell you something on my side of it. This car is important to the class.
Let me stop you right there because I was waiting for you to get here. I've been waiting for a car like this to come to our class for 5 years. I love this race car. I believe this race car needs to be able to win. It needs to be able to run up front. I have been advocating for adding weight to the new style Camaros and Mustangs over anything else for years, falling on deaf ears. Watching you come run is going to be our foot in the door toward getting old body style cars. And I told NHRA at the last race that thing shouldn't have a minimum weight. Let them come at whatever they want to race at. let it start winning, and then figure out how to slow it down. And they look at me like I'm crazy. That is what the fan want. When you hear fan buzz in our pits, there is more about your car than any other car out there, and it has nothing to do with performance. We know that it's not a aerodynamic car, but there's no reason why people shouldn't be able to build that and it be competitive. It's got top of the line stuff. It's not like it's got junkers for motors, people running it, drivers. I have run a lot of different body styles in NHRA competition. I've ran 63 Corvette. I've ran 69 Camaros. I have ran 3 or 4 different new body style Camaros, and my new body style Camaros are 500s faster than anything else I've ran over there. Same people tuning them. Same engines, same parts. Why is that? It's because that new Camaro and Mustang is faster than what everybody says. Everybody says a number and a half or 2 numbers. That's not true. If that was the case, your car would be a number or 2 behind the 69 Camaro, right? It's not. It's way behind it. And I think that seeing that thing comes in, if NHRA is receptive to that, it doesn't need to just be your body. It needs to be a different look at nostalgia bodies across the board. And this is coming from a guy that's got 3 brand new Camaros being built right now. And I want him to put 50 or 100 pounds on them right now and stop people from building.
He got their attention because he got himself a Wally for best engineered car.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, and think about it. You know, Jamie's tuning it. Proline, everybody that's involved with the Wallaces, they're willing to spend whatever it takes to prove, because he believes in this body, and they're passionate racers. They're not somebody that's doing this on a whim. And I mean, he's committed to race every race next year, and I'm committed to park my car if that's what it takes to do it. I don't think weight will be enough to do it. I think it would have to be something else. Gear in the blower, whatever that stuff is, something a little bit of power wise. But
you don't think if new body style cars had 50 on them and that thing had 50 or 100 off in quarter mile, that's enough. I mean, it's got to be close to being enough. I'm not talking about 25 pounds or 50 pounds or anything. I'm talking about something that'll knock his dick.
100 pound swing of some sort. Yeah, right.
So you think that's
try
still
different things? Well, here's the thing. I'm not a big advocate of putting weight on cars, because that always gets people all hemmed up. I'm saying is, don't touch your car, don't touch anybody else's car. Let's because realistically, we're going to test. Right now we're 50 pounds lighter than you.
Right.
The Chevelle is the same weight break. I don't think the Chevelle should get the same weight break that that my car gets, because I think the Chevelle is probably not much worse than a 69 Camaro.
It's not.
But I don't know.
I've got one of those too. It's not much worse.
But this car, I don't know if enough. Right now we're 50 pounds lighter than you. If I take you both know, if you give me 100 pounds out of my car, I'm going to have a car that's light, but it's not going to be a good race car, because I have to be able to move weight around. Right. I just think, what's the easiest thing? I guess a blower would be weird, because if somebody had a screw or roots, it wouldn't be the same. You'd have to have different rule sets, as far as ways to help each combination that had that body. So maybe, but what happens if you guys are already at weight, right? Because the new rules, the Pro Charger car has got to go before the run. It's got to be almost 2,800 pounds.
But
they're not going to add weight to that car.
No, but with that said, I think we're finally on the precipice of getting the right supercharger on that combination. I keep saying that. It will help all of the Pro Charger guys and the class to get the right blower on there, and then get that thing way lighter, where it needs to be. Make 3,000 horsepower. I think if we make a move like that, then there's some to play with.
You're saying a smaller blower.
Yes. That thing, the supercharger that you guys run can make 4,000. So when you have something that can make 4,000 and you try to couple it with something that makes 3,000, it ends up way heavy, way gear restricted, all this overdrive crap. It makes it hard to race. And that's where you guys are getting into a little corner now. What I would like to see them do is put a smaller blower on it and then take 100 pounds off of it. And then, then everybody's in the realm of that. But you have to keep bringing that thing out, because if you don't bring it out, you'll lose your voice. I would love to see you bring that thing to Brainerd. Do you think you've had fun at an NHRA race? come to the zoo. Like that's
Yes.
That's if we can manage a shake and bake show.
I was just gonna say, if we're gonna do one on site anywhere, gosh
Please
damn it,
be
it's
the
gotta
zoo.
be the zoo.
But I'm a fan of that car and that program, and I'm glad you guys are running it.
And that's what we said. If we don't come to our races, then nobody's going to listen to us. So if we test and send data and the data looks promising, we have to go to Brainerd. We have to go to Indy. We have no choice because we can't get a rule change if we're not there. And you guys know from the people on the internet, everybody on the internet wants to complain about rules that never race.
For sure.
We have to put our money where our mouth is.
Right.
Gosh dang it, Ken. I love you.
There we go. Hey, that's your new shirt slogan right there. Put the 55 on there and put your money where your mouth is, bitches. And that's you'll sell 1 million of them. I only need 10%.
All right.
I only need 10%. Good Lord in heaven.
Deal.
So that's awesome.
So what is the plan moving forward, Ken? You kind of said on it a little bit earlier about, you might NHRA this, you might that, but kind of just clarify, you're continuing to chase the points for PDRA for the rest of the year, correct? Right? But what else?
Yep. Yeah, no, we're leading the points for PDRA. So Jamie came down today, Jamie and Johnny and then me, and we had a talk about it. The goal is to push hard for PDRA this year. Tim knows that, so he doesn't want the 55 to become an issue, but he also knows how important it is. So this year, PDRA for sure, Brainerd, Indy, Vegas for sure, and I think St. Louis was the only one in question because that's a week before the World's Finals for PDRA.
Yeah.
And then depending on what Jamie does next year and what availability is of everybody, I mean, I want to go NHRA racing. So that's my goal.
And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what we want to hear. I sit on the sponsorship board of our class, and hearing you say that, it bleeds a lot to what we've been working on. I feel like we have really good racing. I feel like we have community. I feel like we all hate on each other when we need to, and I think we work together when we need to. And we want you NHRA racing.
Yeah, no, I sat in that meeting where you talked, and you get a good feeling from that group of guys that was in that trailer that day, and everybody has the same goal.
Yeah, and one thing
a long way.
It has 2 years ago, we just all wanted to kill each other.
Just argue.
If you put most of us in that meeting that were in that meeting 2 years ago, you'd have dents in the side of the trailer because I'd have a couple of them heads sticking out.
It.
But we have
and I'd have brought one of these.
Since we started Finish Line Consultants and got Deb O'Rourke on board, she is really working behind the scenes on our behalf, and you can see the fruit of it. We have had the most cars at all of the last races we've been at. A lot of them the only classes with full fields.
No,
and
they did not fly.
And it's badass to have you come in there.
I appreciate it. We're looking forward to it.
All right. Anybody got anything else?
Right.
I just love you. That's all.
No, Ken, but I'll tell you this though.
Do
you
you
start
wanna
running like shit, and I'm gonna tell you suck.
Okay, so do you have anything?
Do
you have anything that you want to say to Lyle? Do you want to kick him in the balls on the internet? We got 3,500 people watching. Do you want to say anything to Lyle?
Lyle, how tall are you?
Woo!
Tall enough, motherfucker.
How tall are you?
5 foot.
Maybe
All
one of these
5
days.
foot 10 of me.
Maybe one of these days I'll let you drive my car.
There you go.
Let's go. Hey, listen.
Hey, Lyle said he'll be in that 55 in Brainerd if you want to haul
I'll
that thing out
drive
there.
the dog snot out of that 55. So.
You ain't touching the 55.
Come on, Ken.
All right.
Wait, no, Ken, I do have one.
Together?
Stop it. You're not going to ask this question. You're not asking this question. Shut
Stevie.
up. Shut up, Devil with the red dress. All right. All of our fans are Quartuccio fans, but there's one question that every guest comes on the Shake and Bake show that is Lyle's favorite thing in the world. We need to know. You're won in Radio vs. World. You've won in PDRA. You've won in most all sanctioning bodies ever.
Shut up.
Do you or do you not enjoy fajitas?
No, not at all.
Oh, man. I forgot
your
you're
back,
a big
Ken.
for a fajita girl.
I eat chicken.
Oh,
I don't eat any Mexican food at all.
All right,
that's
that's
skewed.
fair.
The
Italian.
results are We just lost 45 viewers right
y'all
there.
Heard. That's a true blue bleeding American right there.
Right.
He understands.
Man, all right, Lyle. So you've won one.
One.
Jason Lee eats it with a fork, but still liked it. You are 1 for 10. All right. Ken, thank you for coming on, man. You want to plug any sponsors? Anything you want to say?
Nah, just everybody, everybody that helps us. I appreciate everything. Proline to Mark Mickey, Mark Menzer, Justin Carmacki. Without these guys, I couldn't do it. Obviously, my crew, my wife. Obviously, without her, I wouldn't even be on the show tonight. So I appreciate everybody does for me. And I love your guys' show. So thanks for doing it. I think it's important that you guys do this show, even though you're a bunch of clowns half the time, but it's definitely worth doing, and it's keeping excitement in our class, which is what we need.
Well, thank you, man. We appreciate it. We always try to bring the real side of racing. You're a real racer. You're a real competitor. Look forward to lining up with you someday, and thank you for coming on. Get that thing tested and bring that thing to Brainerd. Me and you will ride around with you. I'll eat fajitas. Courtney can sit there and look pretty. Lyle will cut open beer with a chainsaw. We'll shoot some tequila. It'll be great.
I'll just hang out with Kelsey. Screw y'all.
There you go.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Man, what a great guest. It's awesome having folks come on here and spit the truth.
Yeah, he's my favorite so far.
You can't have him as a favorite because of the fajitas.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Says who? Yeah, I 100% can.
So if you were picking winners for Brainerd and he was going, you'd pick him right now, number one, no question. Doesn't matter about the 55.
No, I said he was my favorite guest on the show. No. Okay. It isn't going to be Ken's fault the 55 can't put it together. It's the fact that he's racing a barn door. I wouldn't pick you either, broke neck.
Speaking of broke neck.
Okay,
speaking of broke neck, man, I got like 10 different things to talk about. We're about to drop a little bit of a bomb. I've been chewing on this all day long, and I have been waiting to tell you guys. If you guys have followed my journey over the past 6 or 7 months, it started longer than that with a lot of wrecks back in the day. I had neck surgery in July. NHRA pulled my competition license. I had my spine fused. I mean, in December. Not July. And they pulled my competition license. I had my spine fused together. Had a bunch of reconstruction. I'm half titanium. And it's been very difficult for me this year being sidelined out of the car. This is the first time in my racing career ever that I just can't drive a car. And in the beginning, it was great. I didn't have to put all that shit on and get in there and do all that stuff. In the last couple of months, it's been tormenting. I want to say that I had a CAT scan last week. I went to my neurosurgeon and my orthopedic surgeon today. We went over it, and they have cleared me to return back to competition in drag racing. So I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to run buck naked down to the fire suit place and get me one. And it was I actually got pretty emotional when you look at the images of that thing. He's like, all right, this is the titanium. I was like, I see the titanium, doc. I was like, where's all the neck? He's like, the neck is right here. I was like, well, show me exactly where the neck's at and where it wasn't used to be. So we're in there for a long time. We're comparing this much percentage of bone growth, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him, I said, can I take a shot? He said, you're fine. He said, you're just as good as if you never had an accident. He said, go out there and win us a race and bring me a trophy. And I was like, thanks, doc. I'm hugging him and carrying him around. So that's my bombshell news for today.
The smile on Stevie Jackson. Stevie Jackson's a badass. He's this and that. He's all the things. The smile on his face today was one I've never freaking seen before. You were walking on sunshine, weren't you, darling?
Yeah, I was out. It was pretty good. The first thing I did is I called some of the key folks and I was like, I'm going racing, baby. And they're like, where are you going racing? I was like, shit, I don't know. I don't have a car, truck, or trailer or any money.
That was going to be my next question. All right, well, when are we burning in?
So I've got I had some folks take all my shit. So the first thing I got to do is get a truck and a trailer and some motors and a car. And then we're going to go racing.
Today I got my bullet back from Harrell Engine and Dyno. I'll put beer money back together, drag that pile of shit to Jackson. You want to talk about breaking the fucking internet? Stevie Jackson's first pass in the car after neck surgery, beer money.
Beer money.
Oh, man. Knowing my luck, the spindle would fall off something.
No, sir. No negative.
Hey, I'll drive it.
Shit.
Right now, I'm ready to get in something and skin. Not that. I'm ready. I'll drive it. I'm ready to skin the tires off of one. I got back to the shop and the guys I'm all bebopping around and stuff. My neck's in one piece and I'm looking at anything that'll run around here. And the Cord's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm looking for something that's got a motor in it. I was like, I need to do a burnout. So it's pretty good. It's
so what happens now?
So basically now, there's a lot of paperwork that's got to go with NHRA. Doctor's got to file operative notes and reports and send it all into the NHRA doc, get my license back. And then literally I got to get a truck trailer, some motors in a car and start putting a plan of where we're going to race, what we're going to do. I have not got the cart ahead of the horse because I didn't believe I was ready yet. My doc is a very thorough doc. And he was very clear with me. He said, if you can't do this, I'm not going to let you do this. He said, we're in this together. And I was thinking this, I've had a lot of scans and I've had my heart broken a lot of times. So like, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But this time it was good. So right now we're hunting some cheese. We got some new plans already in the last 4 hours that are on the horizon. Y'all know me. I don't sit around very long. So we'll have next Shake and Bake show. We'll have some news. It's going to be good. It's gonna be exciting.
That's freaking awesome.
Excellent. It's gonna be.
We talked. So I'm gonna expose because I like to expose the folks on this show here. We always try and have a lightning rod, like right. We always try and have something big that's gonna be like holy shit on the show. Whether it's the guest, some kind of rule change, some kind of something. And with the little bit of lack of racing the last 2 weeks, we didn't really have that today. And I said that was our lightning rod. That's big freaking news. People are going to write stories, myself included, on flowracing.com over the shit you just said right there. That's big news, Stevie Fast Jackson, and I hope you realize that.
Well, thank you. I'm excited about it, and I cannot wait. I miss you, fans. I love hanging out with you. I like standing behind stuff, but I'm ready. I'm ready to come show you guys exactly why I do what I do and why I'm pretty damn good at it.
I love it.
It's going to be good. With that segued in, let's talk about, I feel like I'm stealing the show here, but the next few minutes are me. With that said, you guys have heard me over and over say KTR is expanding. KTR is expanding. We are looking for help. One of the largest bottlenecks in motorsports right now, above even getting money to do it, is people. People make these cars run up and down the track. Good help is hard to find. We are short-staffed and trying to hire. So Matt's not here, but thank you to Matt. Matt has done a tremendous amount of nerding, and he has put us up a career page on StevieFast.com. So if you go to StevieFast.com/careers or you go to StevieFast.com, it's right there in your face on the homepage. We've got tabs for every position that we're looking for. We're looking for race directors, team managers, crew chiefs, car chiefs, engine building and development staff, general crew, digital media, parts, merchandise sales staff, custodial and cleaning staff. From bottom to top, we're hiring, and I'm hiring a lot, and I'm paying a lot. We got good benefits. We have a lot of incentive to come work here. And if you're looking for a change, if you're with a team and you don't feel like you're part of a family, if you just want to have some fun, and it's something that you want to do that's a different direction in your life and you want to be part of something special, StevieFast.com/careers. And send me it's just a couple of questions. It'll send you a email to me and I'll get back to you. A lot of you guys that have applied in the past, if you weren't the right fit at the time, apply again. We're still hunting for a bunch of folks.
Oh, Kevin wants to know
I
if
still
there's
get
free
at
fajita.
least a message.
You get a message where?
I was going to say I still get messages about once every other month about, hey man, is Stevie still hiring? So there are definitely still people out there looking.
Yes.
If KTR does provide free fajitas on Taco Tuesday, I will not be applying. Have no interest in working somewhere that promotes shitting your britches. So
does MacFab Beadlocks have Taco Tuesday with fajitas for the staff?
We have Taco Tuesday, Stevie, but we don't have Fajita Tuesday. I don't need to hire some expert and professional cleaning service for my restrooms. We don't need fajitas. So
that NOS guy, we also lease teams and manage teams. If you can drive and you got some cheese, yes, we're also hiring drivers. So there's no, from the top to the bottom. If you're in it to win it, get in touch with me. With that said, all right, we got hiring. I can drive race cars again. Let's talk. I want to get into Bandamere, but before we get into Bandamere, I was supposed to talk about this while Ken was on. Let's talk about the countdown structure for NHRA Pro Mod this year. What's coming up and the way a different look that the fans can have at this. We've talked about this and touched on this some. As you guys know, Pro Mod's dear to my heart. This is the first year we've had a structured countdown. Basically, it's a road to the championship. We had 6 races in the regular season that set the points. Points are adjusted before Brainerd, which is our next NHRA Pro Mod race, and this is your current top 10. As you can see with this is for the fans. This is for the fans. Justin Bond leading with 800 points. We got Chris Thorne, Jose, Jason Lee, Castellana, Jarrah Gray. I don't know how that happened. River Snake. River Snake. Yeah, River Snake's in 7th. Sydney Frigo is in 8th. Manny and Dimitri rounding out the top 10. What you'll notice is there's only about 3 or 4 rounds there's 3 rounds from top to bottom in the top 10. I want to say that there's 23 drivers, I think, and maybe it's 14. I don't want to mistake.
Yeah, no,
they can win a championship.
Is it 13 or 14?
13 or 14.
Yeah,
they can win a championship in NHRA Pro Mod. So when we roll into Brainerd, I talked to Sydney this week, and I told him we got to be good 4 times. It's going to be exciting. I am excited about it. It changes the stakes in the game for everybody in our class.
Well, I may talk Justin Bond smooth into a championship right here, but for the first time, like Chris Thorne, when we were at this point of the year last year, had all but sealed it up. I mean, I know he hadn't, right?
He had, but he did.
He did.
I was the only one that could stop him.
To me, to you, you're like, you're just fucking racing to be racing at this point. Chris Thorne's got it wrapped up,
Right.
And now I think, it was obvious with the year that Chris Thorne had last year. Had he been in the same position this year, he probably still would have won the championship. But I don't think, in my opinion, and
I don't think so.
It'd have been close.
We started out running like shit last year. I mean, I had him within 2 rounds going into Dallas. I almost caught him. So I think I'm not saying he wouldn't have won the championship. What I am saying is you would have had more pressure, and that's what we're after. When you look at this, and you look at how Chris started the season and what they have done so far and lately, they are they are odds-on favorite. I think if you looked at everybody to win it. All right, of course you would say that.
And that's what I said. Whatever Chris Thorne.
Whenever Chris Thorne won.
I feel like we're lagging.
No,
we might be lagging.
I said I've said it. I said it earlier in the year that if you let Chris Thorne get on a roll, he's going to win the championship again. Like that dude is lights out. He's so good at what he does, and with this whole restructure here and deal at the end of the year, and it's not because I don't like Justin Bond. I do like Justin Bond. We're buddies, and I think he's a great driver, and I think that he does well and is good for the sport and all that good stuff. But I don't think he can put it together the rest of the year, and I do think you'll see Chris Thorne, and I am absolutely not counting Jason Lee out. That dude has just not quite been able to shake the bad shit. They should have won a couple races this year, I think. One with Tony Wilson driving. I feel like they probably should have won at least one of those 2 races and didn't. But
it's not even bad stuff. It's new. It's not that they've had bad luck. We all went through that our first year. Their rookie season. How many times does a rookie come into Major League Baseball and dominate? It doesn't happen. They have the performance. They just have to get all the stupid shit fixed to win. I don't know if they're ready to do that.
But if they choose,
they're going to be fast.
Now, if they fix it now, he may win.
A lot of the stupid shit you can't fix. Sorry. A lot of the stupid shit you can't fix until it falls off. I think it's a 4-person run for the championship.
Here's the thing that Pro Mod is getting to learn for the first time, which I love because we have been living by it and we have been dying by it. But something that people don't say enough is the countdown itself. What are y'all calling it? What is it called for
Or
y'all?
is it a road to the championship?
The road to the championship in itself is a player in this game. It's not just the 10 of y'all, it's 11 of y'all. And that is a player in the game because it has completely inserted itself into everyone's brain. Right. And so we go into, again, if people in the comments want to say I talk about Erica too much, they can suck it. Last year, Erica wins 10 races. We go in there like 3.5 races ahead. Without the countdown that season is ours, same deal. But the countdown becomes that player in your head. What? Oh, the UFO thing.
The UFO thing. That shit's so funny. I've been thinking it, but
we go into Reading, and the countdown is the biggest competitor in our head at that point because we've already won a ton of races. We've proven that this should be our year. But if you don't time it right and capitalize at the right time when that countdown resets, everything's different. Every time I say something serious, y'all got some other shit going on.
I'm listening to you and agree with you. I'm trying to nerd here.
Anyway, so I think that this is something cool that you guys are getting to experience for the first time as competitors because countdown is going to be a player. And it doesn't matter what's happened at this point. It matters what happens that first race after the countdown because that's going to be what the momentum and how the cards fall the rest of the time.
Brainerd will set the tone for the 3 or 4. There's only going to be 3 or 4 people running for the championship after Brainerd. I believe that. Like when it will the fork. I think there's 5.
Maybe 2.
I think there's 5. I hate to count Jason Lee out because I think that they can win it. I really do. It's hard for me to vote for someone if I have to pick 4 that just hasn't been there. And they've won in every stage they've ever been. So they're not
Sydney
rookies.
Frigo wins Brainerd. He's player.
My 4 are Chris Thorne, Jose, Sydney Frigo, and then if I had to pick the 4th,
you're about to fucking say it.
I'm not going to say it. I don't think they can do it. I think it's going to be between Chris Thorne, Jose, Jason Lee, and Sydney Frigo.
But leave that.
But again, it all depends on how you leave Brainerd. We go out and have a bad race and get crushed in the first round. It's going to be the last 4 cars.
God forbid, Justin Bond, Chris Thorne, Jose, and Jason go out first round. Manny Bajinga goes to the semis. Kevin wins the race. Something crazy.
They're points leader, right? They're points leaders.
Changes. That's why the countdown itself is a player in this game.
It's too hard to call it right now. It's too hard.
No, it is. And somebody who drove well and ran really well. I mean, Dimitri's car is not slow.
So,
and he is driving really well.
Dimitri has really surprised me the last 2 races. I never thought that I would say that they would be dominant. They can win races. And like you said, they go out and they put them 577s up when they need to, like they've been doing it. They were low ET of a round or 2 in Norwalk. And
he drove
besides
well.
Jason Lee, and he drove well.
He drove really well.
It doesn't – the top 10 is so stacked. If anyone in that top 10 – and there's people that are not in the top 10 that are going to be there.
And that's
anybody in that top 10 wins Brainerd, they are odds-on favorite to race for the championship. It doesn't matter who it is. Because when you leave with that momentum, it's powerful.
Spencer Hyde just texted me and said he'll bet you $100 Justin Bond wins.
Woo! Brainerd or the championship?
Brainerd or the championship, Spence.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I think he means.
Yeah, I need to know.
I think he means the
I
championship.
need to know what you're talking about. The only reason he's saying that is because they're both from Canada.
I know. God love him.
Yeah, Canada. I like Justin Bond as a driver and a competitor. Brad Persett's badass. Yeah. They hang their balls out. Like I said, he started the season so dominant. He's used up a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And not luck. He's dominated by skill a lot too. And again, like Stevie says in the deal, Castellana's coming. You got Manzo in the ace. They got my old car. That's 2-time Pro Mod Championship race car over there.
But sometimes when it's your year, it's your year. It ain't nothing gonna handle.
I don't disagree with the Castellana thing. The only thing that has me a little bit skeptical on whether they can do it or not is I talked to Frank at Bristol, and he's like, I just don't know the car well enough. Like, he knew that 69 so well. And if Frank Manzo and Mike Castellana still had the 69,
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
They probably win the championship, and I'm not saying Frank can't figure it out, but he just hasn't learned how to adjust it and what to do as conditions change and tracks change. Like he just needs a year with it, and maybe this is the year and they come next year and they really run well. Who knows? He's got a new car being built. There's all kinds of things going on. But I think Castellano with his 69 wins the championship. With his current car, I just don't think they have quite enough data with it to be able to adjust as the conditions come at them.
With that said, you've got the ace and you've got 6 weeks off. Where there are many teams that are running up and down the racetrack. There's not a better pro mod driver in the world than Castellano. So it's going to be awesome. Like narrowing it down to 4 or 5 right now is really kind of silly.
Tough. You can't until that first race of the countdown is over.
I feel like I do this every week, but I do have the opportunity to come back and drive the turbo car the rest of the year if I can fund it. We get comments all the time. Lyle's just on there begging for money. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Lyle's a driver trying to drive.
Racing for a living means money.
Really, what I'm really trying to do is make it Indy. We won the U.S. Nationals last year. I would really just love to go back there. But I would love to be one to stir up the champ. Like, obviously, I'm not in the running for the championship. I've ran one race this year, and I was a substitute driver, so Dimitri got the points. So technically, I have 0 points. But I would love to. No, I don't want to be a blocker. I want to fuck it up for somebody. I don't even care who it is. Like if I go up in I don't know, Indy, and Stevie's like, I really need this round. I'm like, well, you better take your driver to let on time because my ass is gonna do it.
It's like Willie Dog would say, stage deep and cut a good light.
And y'all can. You can hate, Stevie and I may fight about it. We can do whatever we need to do. But if I can put it together, I do want to try to race as many races the rest of the year. If I start in Indy and finish the year, great. If I can get to Brainerd, even better. That one's a little soon. Justin Elks would probably kill me if I put that together right now.
I don't understand why people would give you shit. I mean, you're a driver trying to drive. They can
just trying to make it happen. Woo! In other words, I need some money. I don't know, a few dollars.
We're gonna get you thing.
We're gonna get you some money.
A few dollars a piece. We probably go test in Darlington next week.
Woo! Lyle be over there with a turbo car.
Yeah.
Yes, Frigo has something. Yes. I cannot wait for Brainerd.
I think this is, again, not to reiterate what I just said.
We will be doing cake stands in the zoo, the entire Shake and Bake staff. When you see the pontoon boat at the scales with Santa Claus on it, I'm going to be on there doing a cake.
Can we go live for real? Can we go live on Facebook or something while we're there?
I think that we should schedule it Tuesday of the show, the Tuesday, the week of the show, or push that week's show to Wednesday. I think we need to come in early, and I think we should spend some time with our Shake and Bake people.
I don't disagree with that. I think Thursday night's a good one, but I know Friday's an important day, and we probably shouldn't turn her out on Thursday afternoon.
Nah, we're gonna if we're gonna kickstart this dirt bike, we're gonna kickstart this bad boy on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Gosh,
Thursday's just a mild hangout till 3 or 4 a.m. night. Like it's not a going on a bender. It's just get home 3 or 4, 5 a.m.
So I was gonna book my Brainerd stuff next week, so I need to come in early.
Good luck trying to find a hotel or a place to stay.
Lori's got it. Lori's got it for us. I'm on the elite credit card for that, but I do need to handle my own flights.
Lori hasn't answered my calls or texted me back in days about Brainerd. So I think she's mad at me for waiting a long time.
Maybe.
So maybe you can make.
I might call her on the air.
Yeah, call and be like, Stevie says we don't have any accommodations for Brainerd. She probably already has my rooms and just I haven't checked my email.
Speaking of Brainerd, may I bring up something?
Yeah.
Sure.
I looked at the run schedule for Brainerd.
Oh man.
And I'm just wondering what that's about.
So it's funny that you asked that. Are you talking about Pro Mod?
Talking about Pro Mod.
Okay, so we have been in negotiations with NHRA, and I think we have a favorable ear here. Right now, Pro Mod's scheduled to run E1 on Saturday. We are all driving about 3,000 miles to go to Brainerd. It's the first race of our countdown. I know they've got some really tight scheduling there, but we did notice that they have snowmobiles first round on Sunday. So we are petitioning NHRA to move our E1 to Sunday. And
what?
I know it sounds funny when you say it out loud.
I was there when the snowmobiles ran last year, but like, fuck me.
Listen, they're cool, but like
I like
that's an exhibition
snowmobile
class.
racing.
And
listen, snowmobile racing's cool about 2 a.m. in the zoo when I've had about 4 shots of tequila and a case of Yingling Light. Then it is. Let's go. First round of snowmobile racing at the starting line. I am jumping the pond. Let's get it.
People do like it. And Courtney Enders is saying this. Not the Shake and Bake show. Courtney Enders is saying this. The snowmobiles are cool. They are something that Brainerd has that it's authentic to there, but they're an exhibition class. And the people running for championships this late in the fall, God, they got to race first round on Sunday.
I'm with you. And I believe that NHRA is being receptive to our petition. I think that they're going to do the right thing. And we'll have more news out on that in the coming days. I hope that by the next Shake and Bake show, we have some good news.
Shit. I'm just a
and if we don't have good news by the next Shake and Bake show, I can tell you who's going to be Farmer Frank. So that'll be your deciding factor on Farmer Franning it on next Shake and Bake show is whether or not we get our
Stevie, on that comment on the screen, I put my email address in the comment.
We've had a whole bunch of folks ask where to send the cheese. So
dude,
just send me an email.
Wow, I've told you that.
Yeah, send an email first. Don't just send him any money, because what we don't want to do is get $2,000 for Lyle, and Lyle can't go racing, and he has your money. I mean,
we don't do it on here. Yeah, no. I put my email address in the comments. Just post that comment up there. Leave it up there.
That crowdfunding thing that Alex did where he put everybody's name on the car, that kind of stuff. People talk shit about it, but it got it done. It paid it. And the people who paid into it and wanted to be on that car thought it was the coolest thing on the planet of Earth. So
it was pretty cool. I would put my, I think I gave him some money to put me on the car.
I
would do that for anybody. I think it was, I think that's cool. And that segues into this next section, this question. This is depressing for me. I haven't talked about it because in a way it seems like a negative light. In a way it seems positive. But this is our last race at Vandermeer Speedway this weekend. What are you guys' thoughts on such a historic facility being moved or changed or shut down?
I mean, I think it's one of those deals that all good things come to an end. I mean, it's unfortunate, but unfortunately, the way that the world goes and what that, the land is worth and whatnot, the Vandermeers have to do what they have to do. But do I think it should happen? No. The only reason I feel like that things will be okay is I've heard that there are rumors that they could possibly build something somewhere else, and there may be a racetrack. It will not be Vandermeer Speedway, but they are trying to give it the same feel in a different location. I would probably feel differently about it should this just be the end, right? There's no more Mile High racing. This is it for Denver, Colorado. No more racing there. But I know that there are some potential plans. I don't know anything else. I just know that potential plans to build something somewhere else and do something similar.
With that being said, it will never, I'm going to be Debbie Downer here because I've been racing there since 1993. It will never be the same. Your golf cart going up that hill, just struggling, and you got a Fred Flintstone that bitch as you're going up. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you happen to cut through the staging lanes and have to go up those stairs, you might die. You might die.
Hey, when I was in my best shape of my life, I was proud because I could get up them things. But when you got to the top, there'd be fans there.
You got to bend over.
So yeah, I love racing at Vandermeer. The family that runs that place is top notch. They're salt of the earth people. The fans are rabid for drag racing. They always have been. I've always said that our cars hate running there, but us as people love running there. So I'm going to miss it.
This is going to be another one. This year's been tough for me because of Houston and Denver. And I can honestly say the 3 places I've probably raced the most myself and through my sister's career is Houston Raceway Park, Texas Motorplex in Ennis, and Vandermeer Speedway in Denver, Colorado. And so 2/3 of my racetrack heart has been ripped from my soul this year. And this one's going to be a tough one. And the only good thing is that, like you said, Lyle, the Vandermeer family's not going anywhere. We're going to figure out something for them. Tammy's heavily involved. John is just like the coolest guy ever and is going to stick around and see what happens next. But it is going to be sentimental leaving that place, because when you're driving down the freeway, whether you're going from Lakewood to Golden or whatever it is, it's like a beacon in the night. It's just a racetrack carved out of the side of the mountain. And there is nothing cooler than that, in my opinion. And it gets more everyday eyeballs than most racetracks get. And I'm very, very sad. I'm going to cry. Not right now.
Don't cry.
On Sunday of next week, I will.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I left Atlanta Sunday, the last race, I got choked up. I actually flew my plane over the speedway about 2 months later, and all of it was gone. They were taking the tower down. Half the tower was there. All the stands were gone. The walls were gone. The scoreboards were gone. The track was gone. And seeing that from the air, man, it broke my heart. I mean,
I don't think people understand how important these places are to us. Yeah, they're just a place, but there's so many memories. There's so much, especially those of us who've, gone through the entire system through this our whole lives. Like, you can't just build another one and it be the same. Yeah, it may pick back up. The market may be taken care of and all of that, but it's not the same. And like the Houston thing, man, this one hurts.
Well, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, it's my email is Lyle@LyleBarnettRacing.com. If just send me an email.
Oh my God. Look what is in my creepy hallway.
Dun, dun, dun. Racing.
You have my microphone?
Me nerding is scary.
Lyle@LyleBarnettRacing.
There we go.
My email. Just send me an email first, and then there it is.
Everybody say
what's up, Neon Dion? Here on the Pitside Report, coming in from the top end where we've been eating fajitas and drinking margaritas.
Oh, man,
we've got Dion.
Me, you creep.
Just came to pick up my dog.
He was just standing in my hallway like this.
Like with your microphone?
With my microphone.
Does that happen to you a lot?
That's a personal question.
I didn't know. Dion, I need you to send me that microphone. We're going to do shake and bake pictures with fans with Courtney's microphone. I'm just going to steal it and we'll make it a cool thing. It'll travel around the country.
It's really just a road to go that I stick in here.
Yeah. Don't let I thought it was a cool microphone. I don't want that shit.
I mean,
I'll make that. I'll get Jack to make that for me.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Did you have a good day?
You let all the secrets out.
I don't know.
I mean, it's cool.
So with that being said, let's pick in the pro classes, and then we're going long again. Then we'll get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We got to give some shit away. Who do y'all like in the pro classes to win Bandmere?
Who's starting me?
Yeah. Okay. Peace out.
In the Nitro class, it is.
They run a motorcycle
running there.
I don't know. I don't.
Let me check. Mountain Motor's there, so I don't know. And we're not in Sonoma or Seattle, so I would assume that bikes are gonna stagger with us. Hold on, I'll see.
What a shame if they're not at the last race at Bandmere.
That's the other. Well, that too, but that's the other thing I wanted to mention as I'm looking this up is here comes the Western Swing, and Pro Stock is racing at one event, and we've gotten a lot of hate comments on Elite stuff and Erica stuff, and it does suck. It's not the same. The swing is just not the same, but I do want to reiterate that what we did in the schedule compressing is what saved the class and why we have 20 to 25 people there each week. So give and take, folk. Give and take. Motorcycle is there.
Dolph Lighting, I hope that it's not my current truck and trailer on the side of I-75. I don't know. Sorry. So you said Pro Stock Motorcycle is there?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with Pro Stock Motorcycle. Who you got, Lyle?
Gage Herrera. He's back.
How are you going to keep – like, you got to pick that guy. Like, how are you going to pick against him?
Maybe he won past 2 races, but, yes, I think Gage
It doesn't matter. Look at percentage. So, I mean, to pick against that would be silly.
He's got something to prove at this point because he's now had his first bad week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tough. All right, I'll take the same.
In Pro Stock, and who you got, Courtney?
I'm Queen of the Mountain all the way.
I feel like if I pick Erica,
Pro Stock Motorcycle.
You said Pro Stock. Yeah. I picked Gage.
Okay, so all of us drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm writing these down for us.
And in Pro Stock car, I always feel like I'm just like following the crowd by picking Erica, but I really do think she can win.
You're not, because she's had a shit year.
If if I was not picking Erica, I would pick Matt Hartford.
So who are you picking, Erica or Matt Hartford?
That's why I asked you earlier, is she ready to go?
She
is
is
the show pony ready to go? Because you have the inside scoop. So if you said no, she's not really into it.
I'm in charge of this part of Eric Enders, and that part's ready to go.
Is the race car ready to go? Because that's equally important part of winning.
Look,
you got the best motor in there.
Got Mark.
Got the best motor in there.
They got every clutch option you can freaking have for altitude.
Okay.
But again, here's something I want to say before we pick. Derek Kramer has had the year of his career, and this is his hometown. He's got a handle on that place. Did I just throw a little wedge?
I'm going Aaron Stanfield.
You're going Stanfield. Also love that answer.
And not because I don't think Erica can win there. I just think Aaron's due.
Aaron is due.
I think he's due. Aaron Stanfield.
All right, I'm gonna go with. Don't give me them evil Courtney eyes.
You don't have. Listen, we don't need your shit.
I'm gonna go with Erica just because I think they want to win the last time on the mountain. I think everybody does, but I think it's special. All right, who you got in funny car? Funny car. Brad Furman says Tasca. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go
first
with
time
Four
this
Roses
year.
champion.
This will obviously give up my top fuel pick, but for the first time this year, I'm going all TSR. Matt Hagan in funny car, and Leah in top fuel.
And Leah in top fuel. She's been running good. Hagan's due. I'm going. I'll just go with Brad across the board. I'll go Tasca Leah.
Okay, well, now I'm second guessing myself. I'm not going to second guess myself. My pick was Caps.
It's hard to pick against Ron. I almost picked that. If Brad didn't put that in the comments,
and
I would have.
He's having a poetic kind of system too, and I think that the drag racing gods are going to be poetic this weekend.
Okay.
So both y'all pick Leah, and I didn't have a pick for top fuel yet. I hadn't decided.
Pick one.
I'm going Justin.
Hey, we're gonna. Oh yeah, hold on. I've got to put that picture up. Hold on. I did put it up earlier, but I'll put it up again. There's Lyle. Dun, 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 dun. That's Lyle pulling into Denver into Vandermeer Speedway in 3 days, folks.
I'm going to tell you right now, if that's my toter home, then I'll take it.
Then I'm in.
You're willing to pay the price if
Why
you got
does
that
she
big
have
old
a
swanky.
tail?
Damn right.
That's a
She has a tail, a cigarette, and gloves on.
You tell us that's you.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Looks like me.
Man. All right, so that's our picks, right? We're sealed in. I'm excited about this weekend.
So
let's give
across the board: Lyle Stanfield, Stevie and Courtney Erica, then Lyle Hagan, Stevie Tasca, Courtney Caps. Ooh, we're all different that one. And then Leah, and Justin.
Perfect. Let's give away a shake and bake flask. Then we're going to take some questions from the fans, and then we're going to ram this thing off the cliff. All right, so my question is not hard, and Matt is not here. So it's going to be on my computer, the first person that I see get it. If you answer first and it don't come through, whatever on my screen, I don't know how the hell Matt does this. So if I screw it all up, I'm not even going to tell you guys in the private chat because it'll come up on yours and you'll get it. But for a serial numbered shake and bake flask, let me see. I think I figured out how to put it on here.
That's pretty sporty.
Damn, I'm with you, John. I almost picked Alexis DeJoria. Damn.
Is this me? Is this the meme y'all put up of me? Yeah, that's me.
Well, at least
I've been working out.
Killer abs.
Yeah. Okay. Here's our flask. Serial number shake and bake flask. Here's your question. Name the name of the paint shop that painted my original orange Mustang. Do, 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 do.
We need Jason Logan to come on this podcast so he can help us with music like that.
Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. I don't see it. Annette, you can't win.
And that you can't win.
Peter Smith. Annette, I'll give you a flash, but you can't win. You have inside information. So the first person that I see that's got it is Peter Smith. I wonder if that's my Peter Smith. 2 Keys Customs, my boy Van Neil Key. Van actually painted himself my first 68 Camaro that was known as the pink car. Painted it blue before they started painting all my Mustangs. They painted a lot of Mustangs, and I crashed a lot. Peter Smith, send a screenshot of your YouTube account. What does Matt always say here? Send a screenshot of your YouTube account to what's his email address?
Matt at
steviefast.com. And if this is Peter Smith, my flight instructor buddy, I'm coming to drink some Grey Goose with you tomorrow. I'll bring it with you.
And I want a flask. We still don't have flasks, and our faces are on them.
Here's what we'll do. If we go live in Brainerd, we will make ask Matt to smoke some out, and then we will then we'll have some. I'll bring some for you. Oh, James Bond said Kevin Mutters. No, he did not paint the original Mustang. Thank you for watching, James Bond. Hope everything's going good in Moose Land, and hope you guys are having fun getting ready for the shootout we're about to have.
What an interesting question. Why, Brad?
Are you in charge?
It depends. Why?
Oh man,
I don't feel like that needs to be answered on here. You need to give an email address.
Did they do something wrong?
I needed that flask you owed me at the concert the other night. Yeah, I'll get you one, Annette. But you know the answers to all the questions that I'm going to ask, so you can't win. But I'll get you one. I'll get Matt to smoke you one out. All right, let's take a little bit of time for some questions. It can be for any 3 of us. We're going to do that for just a few minutes, and we're going to smoke a Ruski on out of here.
I got some pasta salad in the fridge waiting for me.
Matt hasn't answered me when I want Eric
questions to come in.
Okay, Warren, if you won and Matt hasn't answered you, Matt has some stuff going on right now. He's been a little busy out of pocket with a family member. And if he has not answered you, email him again, matt@steviefast.com about it. If you can't get him there, email, I don't know what my email is. Email Matt again. I'll reach out to him tomorrow and make sure he looks at it.
And I think that's just the 00 shit show one anyway. So, well, yeah, just email Matt. We'll figure it out. Sorry, bud.
Lyle, what's up with the Moonshine Missile?
The Moonshine Missile. So Eric Yost, that built both Beer Money and the Moonshine Missile, has sole possession of the Moonshine Missile. He is now the general manager at Mooresville Dragway, which is awesome. They've done great things there. That track is coming back around. It's so cool. He just doesn't have time for it. We may get it out. It's carbureted now. We're going to put fuel injection on it. Holly EFI, obviously. We don't wear bedazzled jeans and fucking white sunglasses, so we don't need fuel tank. But so we're going to bring it back out soon with Holly EFI and continue the nitrous route until we blow that thing up.
There you go.
I saw something. Go ahead.
Pro Mod's going away from the screw. The reason Pro Mods are going away from the screw and back to the roots is because I brought the screw blower out and destroyed the class, and I ran just as good as the Pro Charger, so they made the screw blower completely irrelevant. They hit it with enough overdrive to where it makes about 1,400 horsepower. So now until they get it back where it can actually have a chance to win, everybody has abandoned it. Typical knee-jerk reaction. One team can go out and dominate for 3 years by a tenth, and there's not anything done. I brought the screw out and ran the same thing as the Pro Chargers, so they hit it about a tenth and a half. That's
Stevie Brett Sharp's comment. Stevie and Lyle, what are your favorite preferred car to race? A stock style suspension door car or a carbon body Pro Mod, and why? From someone who has only raced small tire cars.
I'll let you go first.
I think they both have their place. I really enjoy Beer Money. It is a stock suspension door car Mustang, just a shit box. Still got roll up windows, vice grips on the little tit that sticks out and roll them up and down. It is your typical stock suspension Mustang. A lot of fun to drive on a bias ply, and I think it has its place. It's obviously near and dear to my heart, so I love it to death. But the Pro Mod deal is just totally different. You drive them different. They're way faster. Especially in the quarter mile deal. So they're so different that you can enjoy them both equally as much and not have to pick one over the other. They don't race at the same place. You can do both if you can manage the time between the two and have equal amounts of fun with both. One takes a lot less help and much more beer. One takes shit tons more help and you have zero time to drink beer. So, Stevie, I would probably agree with some of that, but I just love them both.
Yeah, and I'm going to say basically the same thing. I like the skill of driving big horsepower stock suspension style cars. I like the workload of a Pro Mod and how precise it is. It's a totally different experience from driving it to tuning it to owning it to funding it. And they both have their place. I love them both. I like anything that's fast. What were you about to say there, Double C?
Oh, JRC Photos. Yes, I'm glad that you said that about the Pro Stars next week because that is a big deal. I've got 2 write-off tracks coming back-to-back weeks. I've got one we're recording tomorrow with Jason Logan to be released Friday, and then we're doing a Pro Stars specific one. I'm not going to release my guests yet. I'll let that happen. But Pro Stars is a big deal. We're going to cover that heavily on right off track, but we do have another shake and bake before that happens. So I think we'll kind of dive into that on our next shake and bake. I lied. We don't.
What?
I should have had that on our agenda today to talk about Pro Stars for PDRA.
Yeah, I skimmed straight over that. I'm going to answer some of these quick.
Yeah, I thought we had one more, but we don't.
I did. What bourbon would I like to get as a gift in Indy? We'll get back to that. We'll see how my supply is running.
The kind of bourbon he would like to get is Cabernet wine.
I love the maple syrup that I got in New Hampshire. Thank you very much, Robert. Yes, I've ran the Goodyear Slicks. I'm better on the tree between me and Lyle. You talked to about.
You just sounded like a fucking burnout.
I didn't know what that was.
So did Stevie when he told me that he was better.
Yeah. Dude, where's my car?
Yeah, we really screwed the pooch on that because Pro Stars is a really big deal.
So what I have against fajitas is the theatrics. When they bring them out of the kitchen and they squirt them with fucking poop juice as they come out of to make them steam, and everybody smells like Mexican butthole when they leave. Like, just bring them on a plate already cooked. I will eat the makings of a fajita if they are presented
in a non-fajita manner.
When you go to
so you're saying you'll go
to the
and drag as
and
long
they come
as
out and they
nobody
go,
picks them.
we present you with fajitas and you get married love. Yeah. Everybody's looking at you like that. You gonna cook that shit or what, bro? Like, no,
Jason,
don't have to do that. They're already cooked and they suck. So fuck them.
Sorry, kids. I can't put the explicit warning up because I can't find it. My connection with Stevie and Annette. Hey, it looks like Matt's coming on for nerding. Looks like Matthew may have just got signed on. The connection with me and Annette is Annette's a real deal racer. She is a badass chick that drove a badass car for a long time and won with it. And badass drivers flock to badass drivers. And we got to hanging out a long time ago. She asked me to make some runs in her turbo car. And I made some laps in her twin turbo clutch Pro Mod car and destroyed it. And since then, we've been good friends. They're fun to hang out with. Her and Bernie are good friends.
I saw a comment that asked, "What would it take to get Lyle to Indy?" Realistically, about 40 grand. And the reason I say that's pretty steep if you're talking about one race. But the car hasn't been out in roughly a year, or a little, well, not quite a year. Hasn't been out in a while. We got a test. New personnel, all the things. So I would say 40-ish grand would get me to Indy. 100, I feel like I could finish the year. If we could go test once and kind of get it sorted out, I would just kind of go with what we got to finish the year out. Probably 100 to finish the year, 40 just to make Indy.
The Pro Chargers don't need a 136. They need a 131. 136 still makes 3,500 horsepower. Needs a 131 where it'll make 3,000. Let it have a 456. Let it have overdrive. Let it weigh 2,625 pounds, and you'll have parity. I'm serious.
I'm
Kevin Clark.
Comments.
Kevin Clark. Yes, I will take a check for $40,000.
Put up
yes, we'll take a check.
Heartlong 11's comment. Lyle, is that
I'm
your
way behind.
Wake up mirrors behind you.
I'm still trying to catch up. I hope this is John Baker. I would love to run the Blue Vet up until then. If this is John Baker, old girls gets waxed every week. If I get a motor in and get a little time, I definitely want to run it. I love that car. If this is Baker Max.
Courtney, what comment are you talking about?
I may be ahead of y'all. It says, Lyle, is that your wife's makeup mirrors light in the window behind you?
I did. Mike ate that entire bag of Starburst jelly beans in one day.
It might be.
They're all listen. If you do podcasts and you don't have a ring light, you're the fuck behind. So
I have 3.
I have 1, but I'm pretty.
Let me turn them off. There's one.
No,
Nick,
don't turn them off.
Ooh.
I just hope I don't hit anything when I get back on the racetrack. I hope I can. I'm still
burn down the lights.
Phil Schuler told me today, he's like, "You're gonna suck at driving." Basically, I was like, "Just watch."
And I said, Stevie Fast is back, and he so humbly said, "No, Stevie Fast is able to be back. We'll see if he's back."
Right, we have the opportunity to be back. You don't just get to be back. Like
fuck that.
A lot of
Fast
people
is back.
Yeah, y'all wait. Just wait. I can show you better than I can tell you.
Oh, I know.
All right. Question from Mod Fox Body. I'd love for somebody to build one. Still haven't done it.
There is one out there.
Maybe, but it's not aerodynamic enough to win.
Oh, I love Nick Young. How long of a burnout are you going to pull when you get back? I bet that's going to feel good.
I saw pictures of Manny's new car today with that net back there. I asked Sydney if we could mount a hibachi grill or a spa back there. It looked pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna. If I go to Bandimere this weekend, I bet Lyle don't beat me to warm up Ron Cap's car. I'm gonna have it running on Wednesday. I don't know what track we're gonna race at. Will I ever build a new radio car? Yes.
I saw some No Prep King stuff in there.
Yeah, somebody asked me when I was going to rent a No Prep King's ride. Never.
I wish it interested me, but it just doesn't.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I definitely ain't paying nobody to drive one. If they want to pay me about $40,000 to race, I'll come show them guys how to drive one.
So what if we can collectively rent one and just go run?
Like I said, it'd be like Lyle dressing up in drag. It's all cool till somebody finds out.
Yeah, I did see that. Kenny Bernstein's warming up.
That an eyebrow joke.
Oh, man. If you order the lamp, Annette says that if you order the lunch portion of fajitas, Lyle, they won't smoke that bad. So, when you feel like you need a fajita, but you want everybody to know, be like,
you know what, Annette?
Gotta get that
lunch. I may come to Augusta here in the next couple weeks, and we'll go to Mexican, and I'll order the lunch portion fajitas just for you and throw them right in the fucking trash can.
Just order tacos al carbone, and that's what you get. Without
right out in the parking lot for the raccoons that deserve to eat some shit like that because they got iron stomachs.
Yeah, all the people, all the sponsors that dropped me and the partners that fired me and the teams that took all my shit and all the racers that talk shit about me, when I get a car and a truck and a trailer, we'll see how the call-outs go proceeding from there. We'll see if some of them will pipe right on down. But I will be the one calling some folks out. So I'm going from defense to offense now.
Can't wait.
It's going to be good. See, you're going to No Prep Kings. That's good.
Right.
From
Pro Stock to NPK.
Woo! All right. This has been an awesome show. This is a record attendance for our show. We have averaged 36 to 3,700 folks on here the whole time.
37.
You guys are blowing my mind that you put so much interest in us. It really, if you guys knew behind the scenes how excited we are when Tuesday comes around, when we get to do this show, the conversations that we have off air about, we'll wake up on Tuesday and we're texting each other about it's Shake and Bake Day. So
all day.
I think that's one thing that this show is so awesome is we genuinely love it. And we talked a little bit about it today. You got 3 folks that love our sport, and I appreciate all of you fans that stay on and watch us talk shit.
I have two thoughts before we leave. One, again, I want to reiterate, good luck to all the kiddos at the ECF this weekend. I love it. Again, it is so near and dear to my heart because it was my favorite weekend And some of my best friends that I still have as an old 36 and some change year old broad are people that I used to run around with at Denver at the race. So enjoy everything. Don't fight each other. Gosh damn it. We hear so much shit. Wear your 00 shit show stuff, even if NHRA tells you not to. Wear your drive the bitch back shirt, even if they tell you not to. Have so much fun. And 2, I'm feeling really bad about the Pro Stars deal. But if you guys don't know about the PDRA Pro Stars, check it out. It is a one-day event. We've got country concerts. We've got 8 cars in each of the classes that have been working towards qualifying for this all year to go kind of, it's like a Jegs All-Star situation, but on the PDRA side. Tune in to Right Off Track for the next 2 weeks, and we'll dive in more of that. So that's my thoughts for signing off.
Are we back next week to cover Vandermeer? Yes.
No.
Yes.
I will not be available next Tuesday. So we will have to digest Vandermeer in 2 weeks, unless y'all want to row the boat without me. Yeah. So next time, so you're in Greece, not next week, but week after.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome.
I saw a couple comments about do it every Tuesday. If we could, we would.
Too much.
It's just it's on Sunday we start texting. It's all day Monday. Tuesday morning we're freaking out because we feel like we're not ready, and somehow we managed to put it together. It's just too much to do it every Tuesday. I know sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. If we don't have to, we don't, just so we can. I have a full-time job. Courtney has a full-time job. Stevie has a full-time job. It's just tough to do. But we appreciate all of you tuning in the Tuesdays that we do it. I know it's inconsistent, but so are we. So thank all of you for
it goes along with our personalities, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Never know.
Courtney, we had great fan favorite on the Devil with the Red Dress on. Thank you for providing the slice of cake in the show. Lyle, thanks for admitting that I would crush you on a pro tree. And thank all you.
We're going to settle that score.
Me and Lyle will be on a practice tree in an hour. That will never happen. There are some things that just aren't going to hapen.
Okay.
And that's
aren't you supposed to beat me shotgunning a beer? Didn't you say you were going to beat me with that too? Never.
Yeah, and I'm going to smoke the fuck out of both of y'all on that.
We're bringing
Bet your ass.
We have a new
Bet your ass.
sponsor.
When I come to Indy, the old girl's going to be there.
Hey, Matt, if you're on here, I don't know how to end it and hit the outro. So if you're on here, hit it. Yeah, we can sing.
I don't think we're going to
get it. I've got the outro, but